Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing well. We might get interrupted, but my whole last day has been interrupted. That's what I didn't get my letter even started this morning. Last night before I went to bed, Doug told me that uh a new variant of fentanyl was like really highly toxic. Like if you even touched it, you could die. But I couldn't see where he had sent me any information on that. And then I opened up a video that he had sent me in Messenger, and it was stuff that I knew from way back, not even concerning that drug, with some Trump baloney and whatever. And it's like, okay, this is a wild goose chase. Um, I think like sabotaging me. And well, okay, with the fentanyl thing, I have a son that's out on the street, so he knew that I would probably have, and I did have nightmares and sleepless night. I felt like crying. I mean, the last time I saw my kid, he was all cut up all the way up his side, down his back, and his wrist was sliced from a fight he had gotten in and stuff. And it's like, so he knew that I would have a sleepless night, and I can't legibly write a beautiful letter to my statesman when I haven't slept well. So it's like, okay, so I'm going to give myself a day or two to get this together. And then I had some, I won't say issues with my older granddaughter, but some trying times in that area too. So not nothing. She's not like a bad person or nothing, but just teenage stuff. So, um, excuse me, my hair is like crazy today. The humidity in the air. But anyway, so yeah, it's been quite a trying day already. So on that fentanyl thing for everybody, I went to a couple different sites. The most comprehensive one I think I found was called livescience.com, and I wanted to see what their experts had to say on that. And most of them were reports from 2010, 2015, 2017, absolutely nothing current that I could find. And my findings were that if you were to touch it with your fingers and then like rub your eyes and get it on your membranes of your eyes or in your mouth or whatever, and or if you like ingested it or shot it up, or there's different ways, but it would take quite a bit amount of that. There's some uh officers that have gotten like sick from exposure to this drug, handling this drug when making arrests and that different type of thing. But nobody has died from it. And I don't remember the name of that one drug, that you can give to addicts to get this stuff out of their system. So if like that's administered to the person immediately, it could save their life even if they were about to overdose. And yeah, I know that they're adding like coke and crack and heroin and to this opiate that did actually start in the doctor's office for like the opiate for treating broken bones, the pain. So basically what I came up with, and yeah, I did a lot of research on it, was yeah, it's deadly if you are taking it. And I'm sure if you're like maybe a little person got into it, or like I say, if you were to handle it, Doug was saying if it was put on like a coffee cup, or if you touched a surface where it had been, or these type of things, that you could die from it. So he made it sound like people could just like open up a letter or something and it would be on there, or go walking out in public and the substance could be laying around on something and you could come in contact with it and die. So I thought about that all night long. It's like, okay, this really stinks. I'm going to have to look into it. So I did. And that was my findings. I found that once again, not only with a half-hour video full of bullshit that I was encouraged to watch, like old news from like 3 years ago. Who gives up about Trump? You know. Um. So yeah, I was sabotaged intentionally from trying to help these kids, but I'll get there one way or another. I mean, yeah, it might take me. I'll just give. I'm say to myself, I'll give myself till next week if I start it tomorrow or the next day or whatever. But I will get that letter written. I will record it on a video, and I will expose these creeps for what they're doing with wards of the state. Because you know, and I know that we've seen people in foster care in different areas and they are not cared for like they should be. So, yeah. So anyway, that's that's my day so far. And we have a storm coming in and things are getting really dark, which is odd from the north. Usually we have storms that come in from the south this time of year. But it's really, the skies are looking really weird out there today. So, yeah. So yeah, I did, like I say, an awful lot of reading on that, and yeah, it's a lethal drug, that's for sure. You can end up in coma or dead or paralyzed, or because of the mixture. And then I read the effects of fentanyl with alcohol, and the biggest side effect of that was nausea. And I thought, oh, well, that kind of makes sense because usually alcohol gives you nausea anyway. And then, like with many, many drugs, it said not to drink it with grapefruit, or take your fentanyl with grapefruit juice because it enhances the effects of the drug. You know, that probably isn't good information if people are looking to get stoned. Just, I'm not the person you want to talk to, because I had my very best friend on this planet when I was 15 overdose on purpose. So, I'm not really the person that you want to be jokey with about substance abuse. I'm not talking like a cocktail or a beer, or you know a few hits here and there or whatever of some good smoke, or relaxing and socializing. I'm talking about hardcore addict stuff. So yeah, um, it's not something I want to be around. So yeah, excuse me. So yeah, them little kitties are so sneaky. Them brand new batch out there, they are starting to come up by the porch to eat, but they sneak through the grass really low, and if they hear anything, they run. So I might be able to get them on camera one of these days, but they're really, really skittish. I don't blame them, because one of their siblings got ate about a week ago. So, and that happened with the cat I brought in. That happened to at least one of her babies. So, yeah, yeah. Say, Darla Lama, that's a cute story and poor story about that little kitty you and your neighbors tried to um, rescue. You fed him something and then he left. Maybe maybe he fared well. I hope he did. A lot of people see these pharaoh animals and think, well, it's not a big deal, but it really is. I mean, I can't sit there and watch somebody outside suffering and eat a nice meal and not think about them out there. I just can't do it. I don't know if people can, you know, but there's people that will starve people intentionally, and we can't really call these creatures human that are doing it. They're demons. I'm not going to compromise with no flipping demon. That will never happen. Not ever. I was going to say not in a million years. No, not ever. There is no compromise with this garbage, these garbage people. There are two types of humans, the ones that are pretending that they're aliens and royalty and all the rest of their bullshit, and the other ones that just want to live a normal life and be left the hell alone. That's not a lot to ask, you know? But when you have people that want to use you for your strengths and your abilities because they're lazy and greedy, that's what we come across. Ones that are lazy and greedy and ones that aren't, you know? So, but if you're in the position to, well, if you can't lift them up, if they don't care that you're taking the time to try and lift them up, then while they're down there, you might as well just put your foot on their head and make sure they don't get up again. I'm not suggesting anybody do anything violent. That is not what I'm talking about. You know, so I hope I don't ever, you know, talk like that or have to resort to those type of things, but I don't know. This world is nuts, you know. So yeah, what a waste of a whole morning reading, and I'm like, I already know all this. What is this? I didn't even say nothing to him. It's like, this is like, this happens all the time. Well, I got something new for you that you can put on there. And I'm like, what's that? And he told me something. And I'm like, I already said that like days ago, you know? Or he'll send me something and I'm like, did you read the date on it? Like 2014 is when I knew about this, you know? Or like, all the time, constantly, I'm like, what world is somebody living in that they don't look the date of a news article and then share it? It's like, I don't know. So, yeah. Like I say, sabotage, it was intentional, you know? Instead of allowing me to help clean up this mess these demons have put themselves in, they keep pushing it till the end for their own gains, you know? It's not going to turn out very well. Pushing me and trying to sabotage me does not, um, let's just say, if they thought something was going to go different today in their life or something would change in me that would either stop me or help them, they're sorely misguided or misguiding others, but it's not going to turn out well, you know. Like I say, I didn't say nothing, but will I do something? Yep, sure will. Before the day is through. That's a fact. I don't know what it is yet, but it'll be something and he'll be surprised. So I used to just do little things like throw his hat or belt on the floor or something like that, or put a screw or a rock in his shoe, and he can improve whether it was me or the cat. And I wouldn't say not, he wouldn't say nothing either, but things are different now. It's not just going to be a rock in his shoe. It's not going to be anything physical, and I'm not going to hurt him. It's just the freak out factor of things that I normally wouldn't have done that I will do now. So yeah, it's war, but when I'm trying to help kids and that isn't respected and reciprocated, I have a issue with that. And no amount of talking, I mean, I can't reason with somebody like that. They don't have a reason. There's not a good enough reason. So there is no reasoning and compromising with these demons at all. You know, they are who they are. They like what they're doing, and they want to be who they want to be forever. And I don't want to be a part of it. So, and that's life. That's what they say. Um, I do have a belief, like a core belief, that the demonic force on this planet, one person can be excused, and that would be the Christ spirit that has anger issues from being tortured and tormented. Being that I think that's the case of the origination of the whole thing. But I still don't buy the baloney of Adam and Eve being at any kind of fault. There is no human being that carries the fault of a demon, you know? There's people that believe that there was like a cloud put over Eve and she was like just beat on and beat on, and Adam wasn't there to help her, so she finally gave in. I don't see it like that at all. I see it as they both were drugged, and I believe Eve was more aware of the situation because of her chemical makeup and was able to carry the truth into now that she watched Adam fall because of the drug, and in turn finally did follow suit because she really could not help herself but was aware of what was going on. And like I say, no human fell. This is a demon propaganda bullshit to try and get, oh, well, Eve took the bite first, or Adam did. In the Bible, it says that God blamed Adam. But if you're a demon posing as Adam, yeah, you're to blame. Or a demon posing as Eve, yeah. And that's exactly what's going on. It's called two sets of twins, one good, one bad. They separated the good twins and propagated their own people out of them to try and take over whose world it belonged to. And that's the war we're living right now. And they are trying to separate men and women from caring about each other at all. So if you can just throw out that bullshit and just stick, okay, Christ came to help us and save us. If we repent, if you truly feel like your soul is so dirty and God made you that way to be some kind of sucker of the earth that you have to beg for forgiveness, which I don't buy at all. Our sins are prepaid by Christ. So if you believe in God, that's the faith, then There's no sense listening to what anybody says about even the first story, the first man or woman, or any of it. It doesn't make any difference then, right now, in our lives. So, these are my thoughts of the day. You know, do you ever feel like your soulmate doesn't even, isn't on this planet, hasn't even been made yet? You know, or if they are, they're learning just like you are, like I am, for eternity. And it says that there's no gender in heaven. I'm calling a bullshit on that. Men are men and women are women, and God is God, and God the creator is not both. So um, women have usually a more Gentile nature and body, and men typically have a stronger nature and body. And that is what we're supposed to be teaching each other of the other. It's not something that we're supposed to come together and make one gender or something genderless. They're making it sound like in creation, like there's no hugging or kissing or intimateness in the future. They're making everything sound so cold that why would a human want to go into the future? If I can't hug God when I see God, why do I want to be there? What, I'm going to bask in his glory? Okay, I can sit by my bonfire and do that, right? And still talk to God. So I believe with our glorified bodies, we have the capabilities of not only like eating and having pleasure, but in a more righteous way, because it won't be in vain. It'll be the way it's meant to be, not the way it was made here. Because this is like a rushed situation, or it's like you just poured concrete and somebody walked across it, so it's no longer perfect, you know. But it's at the point where it's almost so dry that you really can't work with it anymore. So the only thing you can do is maybe give it a skim coat, you know. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like we skim coated the whole situation to make it look like it's whole. And it's all faulty. It's all impure concrete, you know, the whole batch. So that's my belief. I believe that we are here to teach each other of each other, and not to come together in a physical sense like that. And that the Father and Son were of two minds. One's an angry mind and one isn't. And the same with the original mother. And I think the original parents used up so much energy trying to make things that we're kind of paying the price for it, but it's going to work out. But along the way, these demons, with that bad blood because of their behavior and greed, got in there and turned everything so crazy that people can't really get a grasp on who we're supposed to be or why we're even here, you know, which I do know why I'm here. I'm here to speak my mind and speak my heart, and people can see it as right or wrong or be indifferent to it. That's, you know, that's to be expected with anybody. But you know, it is war. That's all I can say. I'm in the middle of war, and I mean, who isn't going to look at a date of a article or something and pass it on to your so-called spouse as actual factual information, knowing that your kid is out on the street in danger as we speak, when that spouse of yours is trying to help children in the world and needs her peace of mind more than ever, that I've never had. But any added upsets and pressures when he could have actually just told me what the date of the thing was, and it wouldn't have wasted my whole morning and my whole night as far as my concern for my kid. So that sucks. I almost was crying this morning, and I thought I better just not cry and look this up for myself and see what I can find. So I'm not a really super big crybaby. Like it does take a lot, But yeah, and I've been through a lot. Ever see these narcissist freaks, like right before they stab you, they're crying and they're like, "Oh, you treat me so bad," and they're crying these big old crocodile tears. Watch which eyeball they come out of too. That's a significant thing. Um, Watch and you'll know. Watch what eye that first tear comes out of. It'll tell you who they're serving. I'll guarantee it. Guaranteed. And then I've also talked before about right frontal lobe damage. I mean, either getting hit in either of your frontal lobes or in your head or in the back of the head. None of it's good. But frontal lobe damage can cause lack of concern and lack of empathy for other people in the world. And I have literally watched people through the years attack that area, even in their children, to make their children less compassionate. Watch for that too. Or you may have experienced that on your own. Ask God for healing. He can help you heal inside there. These are real things. That's not just a headache or a stress headache or a work headache. That's a demon induced headache to keep you from being a part of the human family. You know? Oh, yeah. I did get cut off yesterday when I was asking you, tell me what your favorite color is. you know, I'm curious. You know, mine's pink. I like all colors really, but I love pink. It's just pretty. Anyway, I don't know. Like I say, I like all colors. Well, I'm gonna get this uploaded. I wanted to give you the scoop on that dangers of fentanyl. Is it a myth um, or fact? And I found that it's pretty much a myth. As far as just touching it, it would have to be like there was one oh geez, and I don't remember where it happened. There was like 100 people that died. Some warfare type tactic that was geez, who did that? Some people put it in the air. I don't know if it was against their own I wasn't really concerned on what happened way back when with this drug when it was first invented by the Chinese. So I was more concerned. I was searching for current information if there was new variants of this drug that was going to hurt people today. You know, because my kid's not the only one out there doing these things. You know, so okay. I appreciate you joining me and